If you are issuing digital certificates or badges for your courses, your training, or your events, picking the wrong platform is going to cost you way more than just money. It's going to cost you time, your brand experience, and how your recipients actually feel about what you gave them. I reviewed the 4 biggest digital credential platforms on the market right now: Certifier, Credly, Accredible, and Parchment Badges. And the pricing differences alone are wild. One has a free tier, another one only has an annual plan that's gonna cost you tens of thousands of dollars to start, and there's everything in between. And here's what most comparison videos just won't tell you. The platform with the biggest enterprise reputation is actually the worst value for 90% of businesses watching this video. So today, I am gonna break down all 4 for you: the features, the pricing, who they're built for, and exactly which one you should be using, so that by the end of the video, you have a clear answer. Let's get into it. Now, really quick before we dive in, if you do decide to go with any of the tools, I will have them linked down below for you in the description. They're a great way to support this channel. Now, what is digital credential management software? Because we need to start on the same basis before we start doing any comparisons. Digital credential management software is what organizations use to create, issue, verify, and track digital certificates and digital badges. Think of it as the infrastructure behind every single LinkedIn certification you've seen on someone's post: the training completion, the conference badge, the professional certification. These platforms will allow you to design the credentials, automatically send it out to your recipients, and give your employers and anyone else a way to verify that it's real and that it was actually issued by you. So this is way more than just sending a PDF that you have someone on your team create. And these are used by universities, corporate training teams, professional association, boot camps, course creators, event organizers, basically anyone who needs to recognize achievement at scale and make it easy for the recipient to share that achievement. So right now, there are 4 clear leaders in this market, and they are wildly different from each other. Let me walk you through each one, starting with number 1, Certifier. Certifier is built specifically for organizations that want professional digital credentials without enterprise level pricing. And what immediately stands out against all the other competitors is how much they give you in their free plan. The design editor is genuinely one of the best in the entire category. It's drag and drop, and you have over 2,000 free professionally designed certificate templates and 300 plus badge templates to start with. You could also upload your own backgrounds, customize fonts and dynamic attributes, QR codes, and you can design both certificates and badges in the same workspace, which, hinting to later in the video, not all the competitors let you do. What sets Certifier apart from everyone else on the list is the combination of accessibility and depth. The free plan is actually really powerful. You can issue certificates and badges in bulk, PDF export, social media sharing, LinkedIn credential publishing, and verifiable credentials right out of the box. And they offer up to 250 credentials a year, completely free with no credit card required. On the paid plans, you unlock so much: branded emails from your own custom sender, scheduled issuing, expirable credentials with automatic renewal reminders, dynamic QR code verification on every credential, advanced engagement analytics so you see who's downloading, sharing, and viewing your credentials, and full API access. And that API access is actually a really big deal in the space. It means you could automate credential issuance directly from your LMS, your CRM, your event platform, or pretty much any tool you're already using through native integrations with Google Sheets, Excel, HubSpot, Salesforce, plus Zapier, Make, and Pipedream. So your team isn't doing manual work to issue these things. It will just happen. And a feature I love is the white label branding. And this is on another level. Every touch point, from the emails, the credential pages, the verification page, the recipient portal, it all looks like it came from your brand, not a third-party platform. Plus, on the advanced plan, you can even add a custom domain. And this is really important for your entire brand experience and signals a sense of professionalism and a unique touch and flavor with your own brand. And that's why Certifier is trusted by Amazon, Stanford, UC Berkeley, Warner Brothers, Duolingo, and more. They have a stacked customer list that lets you start for free. And when it comes to security and compliance, as you can see on my screen, they are one of the best. And that means you're not giving anything up on the enterprise security side just because their entry tier is more accessible. We're going to talk about pricing for all of these tools at the end of the video, but now let's go to number 2. Next up on our list is Credly, which is now owned by Pearson under the Workforce Skills division. Now, Credly plays firmly into the enterprise space, and the single biggest differentiator they have is their network. Credly has a massive ecosystem of earners and verifiers. Major companies like IBM, AWS, and CompTIA issue their certifications through Credly. So credentials on this platform carry institutional weight in talent pipelines and in hiring conversations, especially in the IT and cloud certification world. And that means if your audience, meaning the people you're issuing credentials to and the employers they're going to be showing these credentials to, actively look for the Credly verified badges when they're evaluating candidates, that network effect has real value and there's an argument to be made. The platform handles large-scale issuance, skills mapping, integrations into enterprise HR systems, and employer-side credential discovery features that go beyond what most SMB-focused tools offer. Here's the trade-off though that you're gonna have to deal with. Credly does not publish their pricing publicly. You're looking at a custom quote for everything, and based on market research and review platforms like G2, the cost could reach up to $5 per credential. Annual contracts typically start around $3K and go up to $20K per year, as well as a setup fee that typically runs around $2,000. And all of this requires an annual minimum commitment. So you are most likely on a multi-year contract structure once you sign. For context, that's potentially thousands of dollars before you've issued a single credential. Whereas Certifier, you can be live and issuing for free without ever talking to a sales rep. And as it looks, you may enjoy the user experience of their software more. So if you are an organization issuing tens of thousands of credentials at true enterprise scale, Credly and their network effect have real market value for your specific audience. And so that math might work out. But for anyone else, and probably the vast majority of businesses watching this video, whether you are a small business, a mid-market, a course creator, an event organizer, the price is going to be really hard to justify. Now, let's go to number 3, Accredible. Accredible sits right in the middle between Credly's enterprise heaviness and Certifier's SMB accessibility. And the one thing that genuinely stands out about Accredible is their pricing model. They charge per unique recipient, not per credential, which means within your annual plan, you could issue unlimited certificates and badges to the same person and it only counts as 1 credit. So if you are running an ongoing learning program where the same learners keep earning new credentials over months and years, like micro-credentialing, stackable certifications, that kind of thing, that pricing model can save you a lot of money compared to a per credential model. The platform's design tools are solid. They even support blockchain credential verification, and their higher tiers include marketing reach analytics, automation workflows, and deep LMS integrations. Currently, Accredible is trusted by over 2,200 organizations, including Google, MIT, and the University of Cambridge. And that's to say the institutional credibility is there. Now, the trade-off here is twofold. First, there is no free plan. Every Accredible tier requires an annual commitment. And second, even though the person recipient model is really innovative in the space, if your recipient pool is large and non-repeating, like a big conference or one-off training, then this model could actually cost you a lot more than other tools out there. So, Certifier has a free plan, and they also operate on annual or month-to-month basis. Credly and Accredible only operate on annual commitments, and Credly is going to push for multi-year commitments. So you're starting to get a lay of the land. And this leads us to number 4, Parchment Badges. And this was formerly known as Canvas Badges. Parchment Badges has a bit of a complicated journey in my understanding. It started as Badger, then got acquired by Instructor and rebranded as Canvas Credentials and Canvas Badges. And as of October of 2025, the whole thing was rebranded again as Parchment Digital Badges under the Parchment Awards suite. So this platform lives most naturally inside the Canvas LMS ecosystem. And that means if you are an institution already running on Canvas, the integration is tight and instructors can award badges directly from course completion data. And learners get them inside the same environment they're already learning in. And that means the credential workflow stays in a familiar place. And here's something important to note. Free issuing on Parchment Badges ended late last year in 2025, and nobody was grandfathered in. All the plans converted to read-only backpack accounts where recipients can still see badges that were issued to them in the past, but the issuing organization can't create or send new badges, and data export is disabled. Now, I only mention that because this is a bad practice for a business of this size. All active issuing now requires a paid enterprise plan, and the pricing is entirely quote-based. So unfortunately, there is no public pricing page, no free trial, and no monthly tier. You fill out the form, talk to their sales team, and they will build a custom quote for your size, your volume, and the features you need. So when it comes to pricing, Parchment Badges is very much like Credly. They no longer have their free tier, and so you might see some misinformation online about that. Now, their ideal audience is aimed at 2 categories from my understanding: higher education institutions and large training organizations, specifically that already have the Canvas infrastructure in place. And if none of that is relevant to you, this tool is not designed for you, and the pricing model is gonna reflect that. So we have talked through all 4 platforms, but let's now go deep into the pricing. Starting with number 1, Certifier. As I've mentioned, they have a free tier, and it's free forever. You get 250 credentials every year. You get the full design editor, mass issuing, PDF export, social sharing, LinkedIn publishing, verifiable credentials with no credit card required. Next up is their professional tier, and this starts at $33 a month when billed annually. And this is going to add branded emails, scheduling, issuing, expirable credentials, advanced analytics, QR code verification, custom email sender, and API access. And yes, you heard me correct. For less than $40 a month, you're gonna get API access. So you could automate this into your workflow the right way. Next is their advanced plan, and this starts at $212 a month when billed annually. Now, this is more ideal for mid-market and enterprise level teams. You'll be able to add in custom fonts, a custom domain, a branded credentials portal, and you'll have access to a dedicated account manager, premium support, and multi-user role-based access. For all of Certifier's paid plans, you also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. And I lightly touched on it earlier in the video, but they do have monthly billing options available on every tier. Next, let's talk about Credly. Since their pricing isn't public, this is the best I could come up with. Their annual contracts start around $3,000 a year and go up to $20,000 plus. And they also have a setup fee, which is typically around $2,000. And there may be up to a $5 fee per credential at certain volume tiers. And this is all based on annual minimum commitments with the goal of multi-year contracts. Next up, let's talk about Accredible's pricing. Their launch plan starts at $45 a month, billed monthly on an annual commitment. And that gives you up to 50 recipients per year. And remember, they are different in their model because they offer unlimited credentials per recipient. And this includes badges and certification design, blockchain verification, and email support. Next, they have the Connect plan, and then next they have the Growth plan. Both of those require custom pricing and for you to contact sales. And this is gonna add automations, integrations, dedicated support, marketing analytics, and more. And as a note, there is no free plan, and as it looks, everything is going to start with an annual commitment on every tier. And finally, Parchment Badges, there is no public pricing either. This is entirely quote based, and free issuing ended last year, so all active issuing now requires a paid enterprise contract customized by institutional size, volume, and features needed. Annual contracts typically range from 1 to 3 years. Now, out of the four, which one fits your needs the most? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. What style of business are you in? Are you an institution, a university, corporate, an event, a content creator? As well as which tool you decided to go with. If you have any questions, let me know down below as well. And if you got value from the video and you want to see more content like this, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.